Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie. And let's get started. For DIY number 1, I'm going to take 15 of these wooden planks from the Dollar Tree from Crafter Square. So 3 sets of 5. And so I'm going to go in with some of the Aleene's tacky glue. And I'm going to assemble some boxes. I'm going to assemble 3 wooden boxes. So just like this, I'll do these 2, and I'll use these containers of glue and Mod Podge to help hold everything together. You can use hot glue, but I like the Aleene's tacky glue because then you don't have all those globs of glue everywhere. It makes for a better looking finished product. So I'll just continue to make this box. Oh, and you can also use wood glue, of course. But I don't know, I just have a lot of good luck with the Aleene's tacky glue with all these balsa wood items. So here's one box, and then I went ahead and used my heat gun to get everything nice and dry, or you can wait overnight. So here they are, all nice and finished, and look, no globs of glue anywhere. They look fantastic. And now I'll go in with some of this apple barrel paint in the color nutmeg brown, and I do a full coverage. I'm going to flip them upside down. And I'm going to go in with these beads that I purchased from Amazon some time ago. And I'm going to use red ones on the 2 outer boxes. And then I'm going to use the gingham ones on the central one. Like this. Look how cute. Cute. Okay, so now I'm going to place them on their sides. And I'm going to go in with these cut files that I created in the Cricut design space. And they're just going to say stir, whisk, and scrape, because those are the 3 baking actions that we do when we're baking. So we stir our ingredients, sometimes we'll whisk the eggs, and then of course we have to scrape the bowl. So those are my 3 words that I chose. I'm just placing them on the sides of these gingerbread utensil holders. So now I'm placing them on the other side, and I'm taking these window clings, which by the way were the inspiration for this whole video. I felt like these window clings had a very vintage look, so I'm going for vintage gingerbread decor. So now I'm going to take some Mod Podge, and I'm just going to add it to the back and adhere this little window cling to the side of my utensil holder. And then I go ahead and do the same to a few others. So I'm going to use these candy canes, and then I use the lollipops, and I'll continue until I get them all on there, like this. And I don't show it, but I added some more words on the back ends of these boxes, and you'll see that in a little bit. See what I put on the back. Okay, so here they are at this point, and now I'm going to go in with this Tulip Puffy 3D paint, and I'm going to give it a nice, luscious, frosted look, like icing, and I'm going to let it drip, give it that drip effect. And I'll do all the seams to make it look like they were put together with this icing. And once I get them all nice and covered with all this icing, all I have to do now is add some bows for embellishments. And that is it. Look how cute. What do you guys think? This video is a part of a vintage Christmas collaboration and it is hosted by Brenda over at Rustic and Lace DIY, and she asked me to co-host. I was so honored. And participating is Brandy over at Making It My Own DIYs, and Sarah over at Jujubee DIY, and Stephanie over at Mama Can Make It. All these ladies are so talented and so fantastic. When you're done watching my video, please head on over to my description box and follow the playlist link and watch what everybody else has created for a vintage Christmas. It's going to be so good. For DIY number 2, I picked up this board. I think it's pallet wood, and I found it outside in my backyard. Look how perfectly weathered it is. Almost looks like gingerbread. Yes, I think it does. So I went into the Cricut design space and I found this file on there, and all I did was just cut it out, and it says Gingerbread for Christmas. It's hard to read right here, but yeah, that's what it says. So all I'm going to do, and I didn't even do anything to this wood, I just basically cleaned it up, sanded it up a little bit, and that is it. Look at that. Look at that. That is so perfect. And here I'm using my new scraper tool that I found at the Dollar Tree. I finally found it. I was so excited. So just removing the contact paper is what I used for my vinyl. And I also cut out a couple little gingerbread men, a man and a woman. And I'm going to add these to my board for embellishments, as well as a few little candies, a peppermint candy and a candy cane. I'll add them for embellishments as well. And then I'll go in with Mod Podge and do a full coverage and allow that to dry. And now I'm going to use my tulip puffy paint and give this a nice iced look until it looks like this. Look how cute. Okay, so now I'm going to take this ribbon that I purchased off of Amazon. I thought the size was perfect. And I'm just going to go around the perimeter sides of this board just to give it a nice finished look. So I'll begin here on the bottom where this cut is, and I'll just go along the whole perimeter until it looks like this. Look how cute. So now I'm going to take a wider ribbon that I got from Amazon as well. I think these ribbons that they carry are so cute. And these came in a set, and I'll link them in my description if you're interested. So I'm just going to cinch them in the center and create a little bow and take some of this thin red satin ribbon and tie it. And once I get that nice and tied, then I'll snip off the excess and I'll dovetail the ends, and then I'll hot glue it to the bottom where that crack is. I thought about maybe utilizing that crack and making a stand, but then I just decided to use this bow and put it there. So I'm just going to take some hot glue and adhere it to the bottom where the crack is at. And now I'll just stand it on a candle holder, and that is it. What do you guys think? For DIY number 3, I am taking a pack of these wooden gingerbread men, and I'm going to go in with the same apple barrel paint in the color nutmeg brown, like this. And like I mentioned earlier, this pack of window clings is my inspiration for this video. So I'm going to go in with this Asani marker, just a brown marker, and I'm going to try to create these little gingerbread men in the same look as the window cling. So the same brown buttons and the eyes, and then the white for the icing and for the smile. And I'll do this to all of them, and look, they're very similar. In the meantime, while those are drying, I'm taking these embroidery hoops. These are very vintage, and I actually got these at a thrift store. Now I got this white one that's there, the fourth one, but I end up not using it. It didn't have the piece in the center. And I'm going to go in with this red and white gingham fabric that I happen to have, and I'm just going to remove the inside parts of these embroidery hoops, and I'm going to trace the circles and cut out these pieces of fabric. And I only cut out 2, but I do 3. I do the brown, that to me looks very gingerbread like, and then I do the 2 red. And like I said, I didn't do the white one just because it didn't have the inside piece and I'm not going to be able to adhere it properly. So here are my 2 circles. Well, I ended up doing 3. So here's 2 of them, and then I just cut them out. And I cut them out a little larger than my circles. That way I had plenty of fabric that it will be able to hold on. So here I'm going to make sure that it's going to fit. And I'm going to go in with this really cute pom-pom trim that I found at the Dollar Tree. Look how adorable. So I'm just going to snip off a couple pieces, and I'm just going to use some hot glue to adhere it. And now I'm ready to place these pieces of fabric inside of my embroidery hoops. So I'm just going to take these fabric rounds and I'm going to turn them over and place them inside the embroidery hoops and place the inside portion of the embroidery hoops, and it just like snaps in there like this. Look, it's so adorable. And I did that to all 3 of them like this. And now here are all my little gingerbread men, all nice and dry, ready to be used for some embellishments. So I'll place them aside. I ended up not using the whole set. I think I ended up using maybe half. So here are my embroidery hoops ready to be embellished, and I just take one and place one on the little small embroidery hoop like this, and I'll take one and place it on the other red one just so it wouldn't be too crowded. And then just because I placed 2 on the well, it's not larger, but the brown one on the brown embroidery hoop, and then I added 2 there. But these are just going to be some cute little ornaments for the tree, or you could put them in the kitchen as well. But look how cute. What do you guys think? For DIY number 4 and my last DIY of this video, I found this really cute little acrylic box at Family Dollar, I think. And I thought it had such a vintage look. I remember my mother having little boxes similar to these back in the 70s. So here I'm taking this candy cane striped fabric and I'm going to cut a nice strip of it because I want to line the inside of the box with this candy cane striped fabric. So here is my piece, and then I go ahead and snip off the white border piece. We're not going to need that. And now all I'm going to do is take this fabric and line the inside of the box with it. Snip off the excess, and once I have it nice and lined, then I'm taking some foam core board and I'm using the lid of the box to roughly give me the size of the square that I'll need. And I end up cutting 4 of these little squares. And all I'm doing now is just placing them inside of the box to hold all the fabric in place. I'm not going to glue it or anything. And that's it. Look how cute. And you can use these to place candy inside, but I think they have a very vintage look for sure. So here I'm just going to add a few beads of glue, and I'm going to fold down all the excess fabric just to give everything a nice finished edge. And then for more embellishments, then I'll add some of the little gingerbread men on the outside of the box and one on the very top of the bow because he's got to be the king. And then that is it. It is all done. What do you guys think? Super cute. Well, I'd like to take a moment and thank Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY for hosting this collaboration and for asking me to co-host. I was very honored she asked. And don't forget to please head on over to my description box and watch the playlist because these ladies are so talented. I can't even express. I'm super excited to see what they all created for a vintage Christmas. And speaking of which, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope I captured the essence of a vintage gingerbread Christmas. I had a lot of fun creating for it, and I'm super excited to display all these items in my kitchen, and that video will be coming up definitely before December, so definitely look out for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great day. Bye-bye.